So what exactly is a life settlement? So before you cancel or surrender your life insurance policy, you need to hear this, because you might be walking away from thousands of dollars, so not even realizing it. I've had conversations with people who were literally days away from letting their policies lapse. They felt like it was a burden. Premiums were too high. Policy was no longer needed or just not a priority anymore. And when I asked one simple question, did anyone ever tell you that you might be able to sell your policy? The answer was always no. And that's the problem. Not a bad decision, just missing information. So a life settlement is when you sell a life insurance policy to a third party for a lump sum of cash. So instead of keeping it and paying premiums, or canceling it and getting very little in return, or canceling it and getting little or nothing, you transfer ownership to a buyer. They take over the premium. They receive the benefit later. You get cash now. In a nutshell, that's what it's about. Listen, candidates are, you have a policy, you're older, the premiums are going up, your kids are grown, you can't afford the premiums, your wife might have passed away. There's all kinds of reasons, and many good reasons. You want to try to keep it. If there's a place and time where it's not possible, then a life settlement is an excellent solution to create excellent value. So why does this exist? Most people don't think of life insurance as something that they own, but you do. And like any asset, it can have value, and that value can and will change. So there's an entire secondary market that's built around this. Let's say somebody bought a policy 20 years ago. The kids are grown, financial situation has changed. Premiums feel expensive. They're thinking, well, why keep it? So most people will either cancel it or let it lapse. But what they don't realize is that same policy has value to somebody else. So common misunderstandings. A lot of people hear and think this. Wait, is this shady? No, this is structured. It's regulated and used by institutional investors. Simple breakdown. Here's how it works. You submit your policy for review. It's evaluated based on your age, your health, and policy structure. Buyers make offers. You decide if you want to accept that offer. There's no obligation, just information. Key takeaways. The biggest mistake, not knowing you could have before making a permanent decision. So if you have a life insurance policy and you're even thinking about canceling it, get it reviewed first.
Call 908-477-5417 to speak with a life insurance expert.